Well, happy holidays, everybody. It's so good to see you on this beautiful Saturday. Yep, December 18th, all day, they say, huh? Wow. Getting close to the big day, huh? Yeah, that's exciting. Don't forget this Christmas Eve day. I plan on doing a big marathon. It's going to be really cool. Yeah? We're going to have guests from all over the world for 12 hours as we try to raise funds for St. Jude's Hospital. That's pretty cool stuff, huh? Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, happy birthday, Roulet. You know Jean, he really loves you. I know this is a fact. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, welcome to the Tony Monaco Shop Talk. Hey, Roulet. Merry Christmas. It's Jim Leslie. Leslie, you know the Leslie? Hey, Jim. Hey, if you tune live on my YouTube channel right now, you'll see me talking to you on the phone. I'm live at my Tony Monaco's talk shop. How you doing, Jim? They can't hear you, they just see me talking to you. It's the entrance of the show, but I didn't want to miss your call because, you know, I'll give give you a call. You're gonna definitely do something? I'll call you right back after the show, brother. Best of Mama and Michelle, okay? See you, man. I'm practicing talking on the phone and walking bass lines at the same time. Alright, see you soon. That's Jim Leslie. Yeah, that's right, Leslie. Yeah, hey, Jose. Happy birthday to Roulette. Happy birthday to Roulette. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Christmas time is here. Welcome to the Tony Monaco Shop Talk Show. And it's an honor to have the chance, that's what I'm saying, to be able to broadcast and share this beautiful thing that's given me a lifelong journey of satisfaction, total satisfaction, and happiness and joy. And that's why I share this show on Saturday mornings with you, because for me it's important. Hey, Darlene, I missed you. How are you? It's important for me to share what came to me so freely. And then with a little bit of perseverance and some guidance from people like me, quickly you could be learning how to play music, and that's my job. I thought I was broadcasting on Tony Monaco Students and Friends this morning, but I can't seem to even get into my own feed. Isn't that crazy? Am I there? I don't know. I have no idea. Anyhow, I thought we'd switch it up today and talk about things that are really cool in a funky groove, okay? So a lot of time people think that music has to be like really complicated. And in actual truth, it's actual simplicity that makes it groove so hard. We talked early about grooving. So just a little bit of public announcements so you can know everything that's going on and how to get a hold of me and all of that good stuff, because we've got a lot going on. Last year, because of all my friends and students, I was inspired to try to do a charity event for an organization called No Kids Go Hungry. And I had this vision of having guests chime in from all around the world and perform. And they did, live via online. So this year we're actually going to go a little hybrid from that. I'm going to have a live performance scheduled on the hour, every hour for 12 hours. And in between, clips played from some of my favorite friends. And so the show will keep moving as we try to raise money for St. Jude Hospital. And if you look down at the bottom, there's some links on the broadcast of how to get to me. If you go to my website, b3monaco.com, there's an easy way to do it. All you have to do is just go to the home page. And right up at the top, there'll be there's a place right here for you to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe while you're doing it. And as they always say, hit the bell so you get notified every time I do something. and I do a lot. See, it says we're live right here. Isn't that beautiful? So come on over here, subscribe, and that's where I'll be broadcasting from noon to midnight on Christmas Eve day. And what's so special about this is we'll have guests from all levels, okay, from all corners of the globe. And I'll chime in and give a greeting. Maybe there'll be a link I'll play for them because it's Christmas Eve. Some of them are going to come live. We're going to have guests live from Europe, from Asia, from Japan, from America. It's amazing. And you'll get a chance to come in and watch and enjoy, and I hope that you'll donate to St. Jude Hospital. I chose St. Jude this year because, I don't know, I think all of us in our lives have been touched by cancer. Someone in our lives has perished or struggled, and it could have even been a child. And, you know, if you've raised children, or your brothers or sisters or siblings have children, you know how precious children are. And when a child gets cancer, man, it's got to be the most devastating thing. So I decided this year to start an annual Christmas Eve, and it feels good to me because I lead right into Christmas. And as many of you know, that's a very special time for me and for many. We're going to have Santa Claus visit. He's going to come in from the virtual North Pole. Many cities around the world, the children can't see our Santa Claus, right? Well, he's going to come in every once in a while. I'll announce when he's coming so your parents can get your children and they can come and see Santa. And while you're here, stop and don't forget to give to St. Jude Hospital. And the easy way to do that, once again, is just go to my link to my website. Where was I? See, I get talking and I get clicking. How many clicks does it take? Well, one click to donate to St. Jude Hospital. So go ahead, take the click, visit the campaign. We've got a long way to go. We've only raised $400, but it's just the beginning. You watch what's going to happen on Friday. I'm sure that God is going to give these children what they need. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to facilitate that. Hey, by the way, while you're here, don't forget to join Students and Friends. It's a Facebook group. It's free, and a lot of great organ players and all of my students and a lot of my friends hang out. And we just, you know, it's a private Facebook group. It's got a special little model. There's a lot of songs you can download, exercises. Speaking of exercising, if you go to my website, you could also join my school. But the most important thing is to just go to the Shop Talk page. And the Shop Talk page has links down at the bottom for connecting with me, for lessons and everything. See, online lessons, my educational videos, and my monthly subscription school that you can take a free 3-day trial. Okay, so today I thought we would talk about mixing. And as many of you might have seen my post, this is the diagram. Let's see if you can see it. Wow. This is a pencil diagram of the frequency and left to right panning placement of all the instruments of my new upcoming Four Brothers CD. And members who have joined will be joining me next Monday after the Christmas holiday at 9 p.m. Eastern when I'll do a show, and we do nothing but talk about the mix. So I'll be sharing all of the secrets that I have about mixing. But today I thought after our little lesson I'll share with you some stuff about this placement. And my goal in this recording was to try to get as close to the original sound of the Blue Note records that were produced by the great engineer Rudy Van Gelder. Of course, this is not Rudy Van Gelder's studio, but my goal was to get as close as I could. I think I did a good job. I think when you listen to this, you're going to be really pleased. And how I place the instruments is a little bit of a hybrid to accommodate for some modern stuff. And so on feature tunes, some of the people are panned differently to feature them. In the early recordings of Rudy Van Gelder, the instruments are panned very strongly, like the drums are always very strongly either on the right, sometimes on the left, but usually on the right. But I didn't go that far because I wanted to give it a little bit of width. But I did something by placing the drums on this side and the organ on this side. So it's a hybrid in the sense that they cross a little bit. But where they cross in that point, as you look at the diagram, I separated the left and right side of the drums and then the guitar amp and the Leslie in between so that nobody competes for that space. And then it's all about frequencies as well. So on the broadcast, if you go to my website, b3monaco.com, and you haven't joined the Four Brothers yet, that's okay. You can actually just go into my calendar page and buy a ticket for the Mixed Down event only. Okay? So it's only $4.99 on the 27th of December at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll broadcast all of the details about how I achieved this. But later on in the show, we'll give it a listen. I'll show you some of the key points that were achieved, and you'll get a preview of what I feel is my best production to date. You know, I always say I don't know that I've ever put out my best record yet, but I feel very confident about this one. First, because of all the great musicianship between Willie Barthel III, the drummer, Eddie Baird, the saxophone player, and my longtime friend Kevin Turner on guitar. It's got a classic feel, but a modern day twist to it, so we'll be looking at that. Let's take a look a little bit at the lesson, and we're going to look at a funk groove today. I think Willie B, man, he's a star. My goal also was to try to get as close to, obviously, the Brothers for Energy that was achieved by Don Patterson's record, Legends of Acid Jazz, that sound. But they did a record together called Brothers 4, where they invited Grant Green, so this guitar player, so that's why they called it 4. So the spirit of this record is because of Don Patterson being from Columbus, and at this point in time, he has become, I think we all have like favorites in our wheelhouse that we listen, and there's a connection, I think, between his soul and my soul in the music. And you could hear in this mix when we listen to it, that's what I'm most happy about, is the fact that I feel that my playing has transformed from playing a lot of flashy, fast stuff to a little bit more seated, mature harmony and playing. And that's, as a musician, that's why we're doing this lesson today. We're trying to just get better every day in the journey, okay? So we've done a lot of studies already, so if you go back over the last 4 weeks, your mind is probably still spinning. So let's just keep this lesson since it's the holiday. By the way, next week I'll be broadcasting the marathon, so there will be no show next week. And of course, New Year's Eve, there will be a show, okay? Why not, right? Thinking about New Year's Eve too. You know me. All right, that means I'm thinking. All right, so you can see my camera, my keyboard. So I'm going to start out with the simple groove, and we're just going to play these two notes, D. Okay, so if you look at the keyboard and you see the two flats and sharps here and a 3, right below the 2 ones is this note here, C. If you go one step above, D, 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 G, G. Look, I'm even using just my index finger. Shame on me. Why not, right? Or use your pinky. See what I'm doing with my left foot? Organ players? This is real important. I was having a discussion last night with one of my favorite drummers, and I said, how do you keep time? He says, with my hat foot. There's something about your left foot in tapping that actually, if you can get into a habit of practicing and tapping your foot, you see I'm talking, and that tempo just kind of holds. It's like boom, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're playing a beat on 1 and 3, okay? And we're playing, it's not really a 1 and 5, is it? No. No, this is an actual progression, okay? And a lot of times in funky tunes, you get into these different kind of amps. You know, we talked about the roundabout and the turnaround, and yeah. But this is just a straight vamp. In other words, we're just playing D, D, G. And notice that the cut on this one is just a little bit ahead of my tap. See, my tap is right top. Tap, tap, tap. But my bass wants to come in a little ahead, see? Boom. So this is called universal 1. That's where the real one is. Boom, 2, 3, 4, boom. But my tapping is the center of the beat. And that's the main part that everything's got a groove from, because if that moves, no more groove, right? And you notice, so I'm just grooving while I'm playing, and that's what keeps me in the time, because, right, if it starts speeding up, I can't groove, because it starts speeding up, right? Where's it at, right? Or where's it at? I don't know. But boom, cha, ka-doom, cha, ka-doom, doom, cha. So sometimes I like to play drums with it, so I know where those accents. So if you can play drums in your mind, or however, maybe you could just do stuff like this, and you know those people that do real cool drum stuff with their fingers and mouth. I don't know, man. You know, there's all kinds of stuff, right? So what we're gonna do up here is we're just gonna say. So we're going to put our thumb on C. We're going to put our third finger on F and G, right? And all we're going to do is when our bass moves to the G, right? We're going to move our pinky. The leading tone. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Try it. See, sometimes simple grooves harder. I don't know why, but it's just because the anticipation. Separate them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What did I just do? Oh my gosh. I'm not going to do it every time, but once in a while, I'm just going to move my bass A, D. Didn't that feel good? But not every time, right? Then it becomes a new pattern. We're just going to use it for a turnaround. Remember we said when you suck in the harmonica, you get a 5. And when you blow out, you get the 1, right? So that we're just doing a little tonicizing, as they call it. We're just telling everybody, hey, D minor's the chord. Here it is. That's all it's saying. Don't have to read any more than that, but that's all it is. But it helps to establish that maybe it's the beginning of the form, right? Or a beginning of a block. So usually these things are done in increments of 4, 8, 12, ba-dum, 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 just for the, okay, so, you can slide on the organ, right? So you can slide. Just showing you different made. Isn't that cool? Different pattern, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So these are what real bass players play. Okay? So start getting used to it and just have fun with it. And put it where you want. Where's the cut? And notice I'm kind of coming down. If you feel I'm coming down a little bit in a different place, you do it then, because you know where it's at. If you don't, just try to come right down on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. But if you can feel, see what I just did? I just shifted the bass in a different spot and the comp. Can you feel that? If you can, start trying it. Okay, how did I do that? Well, look at my foot. It's tap, tap. Can't move, man, because the groove, this is one beat. The modern DAWs allows you to stretch a note through the whole screen. Right? 1/4 note can be this long in a rectangular fashion, a MIDI note. And how to deal with slapping thumbs. Okay, I'll put some slap bass up there and do it. Okay, I'll do that. I love it, because that's really a cool question. That's why I love these keyboards, because you can do some things. But I kind of do it on the organ anyhow. But it just doesn't slap. But the intention is there, so it feels that. So, okay. Try to get back to where I was talking about slaps, because that's important. And we were talking about drums, tapping. All right. Let's get a funky groove. I like this little program called Drum Genius. It's not too expensive, and once you get it, you can get like so many different grooves. And you can't gain rhythm. Oh, we were talking about this being one measure, one beat. And you could say that this beat then is divided by 61 ticks, right? Like a lot of times I remember in the early MIDI days, the higher the tick that you could run your sequencers, they weren't DAWs yet, the more accuracy you could get in the MIDI notes. So like if you're running it at 64 ticks, right, you're only getting 64 divisions in one beat. Wow, imagine that. That they would want 128 or 256 or God only knows 512. All right, well, the higher the ticks, the better the resolution. So when you're establishing a groove, what the groove exactly does mean is it's a certain spot that happens every time or whenever that is that it happens. When that beat comes around in that spot. So I like to refer to this as when you're counting. It's right in the middle of the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I like to say it's in the middle. Greetings, Switzerland. I like to say it's in the middle because in this case, I'm putting that bass just a little bit ahead of it. So imagine this is one beat and it's repeating over and over. And of course, it's not moving in time. Every time I play, boom, it's like I'm putting it in this groove. So that's how you groove, is you have to groove to a constant. That's the only way. Now, a lot of people are gifted with natural rhythm. They can tap in good time and keep time. The problem is when you get excited and you're working on things that are new, that's when your timing fluctuates. It's not when you're playing stuff you're real comfortable with. That's when you want to be really practicing more with something that has a time. I'm going to use a disco groove. I'm doing it on purpose because it's very square. Right? This universal one is right in the middle. So if I want to make the bass sound interesting, I just change it and not put it. Here's where the middle would be. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see? It doesn't have any life to it. It's just there. See? What's it have? Nothing. It's all the right notes, all the right stuff. See what's going on? It's getting ready to groove, right? That's what I want you to get used to, is letting your body start to groove now. Can you feel it? I don't even have to. Just let this thing guide me. Just in a way, I can feel the bass wants to be where? Wow. Just moving it over just that bit just changes it. So now I'm putting the bass in front and the chord a little bit behind. That's grooving, man. Really stretch this side. Now really get this one. Ba-doom, ba, ba-doom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba. You see what I'm doing? I'm pushing, pulling, pushing, pulling, pushing, pulling. That's how you establish the groove and play around these things and make it feel real good. So that's all you got to do, okay? That's the lesson this week. Just take those. This is, if you probably noticed, a preamp to a song called Mr. Magic. So let me show you the little notes so you can play it. Guess what? I'm playing D minor and G7. And we talked a little bit about the circle of fours. Well, this is in the key of, does anybody want to give me the answer? If I was to say that D minor to G7, we're not doing theory, it's part of this thing, you've heard it. Oh wow, it's a mysterious thing. 2-5. And it's notated specially like this. I think this is cool information that will definitely clue you in on this little vamp. Okay. G, we're getting close. Yes, key of C. G, Larry, is the 5. That's what takes you back to C. And A we're using as the 5 to take us back to what we're calling D. So it's in the key of C. Okay? So D minor to G7 is this vamp. Wow, that pen doesn't show up very good, does it? Let's get a different one. D minor 7 to G7. And I said it's called a 2-5. I'll show you how we notate that in music, and it's going to be totally logical. They use Roman numerals, right? So they'll say this is 2 I's lowercase. I'll put this dot a little bit bigger so you can see. Call this one capital V, 5. Remember we said to find the 5 chord, you count up 5 notes. Hey, Peter, what time is it? Let's see. Oh, my God. Well, it is Saturday. Where are you just dragging yourself in from? Just joking. He's in Thailand, and he's one of my favorite people. All of you are. How you doing, Peter? Good morning. Good evening. Well, it's actually good morning again, right? It's tomorrow. Here we go again. I'm not going to sing it. Yeah, that's what I figured. What's going on in Thailand? I wonder. You come from Australia and you're a computer programmer that works in Thailand. Has the pandemic really changed things over there? Just curious. Has here, everywhere. So back to the board, the 2-5. So that's what we're doing. And this is all part of a formula that belongs to one major key. That's why I asked you what key we're in. C. So remember that our chromatic keyboard is a diatonic keyboard combined with a pentatonic keyboard. And all of a sudden we've talked a lot about pentatonic. I'll show you how you can play the minor pentatonic now, and I think you'll get it. And it works in this song just because we're not going to be touching notes that are not in the key of C. So they would be colors that we would experiment with, right? So you could take that C major scale. Remember, we've got the fingering up at the website. That's a C major scale. But if you move this note and you start and you play a C major scale, that's what you play for D minor. And when you go to the G7, you just start at G and you play the C major scale again. And it can go all the way down to D, G. Use the same fingering as the chart. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, cross under 4, 5. Start putting that right in the middle of where you want it. So you get into these little patterns, get your groove going. Now this is a little fast if you're just learning how to play these scales. So slow it down. Give yourself more time. Yeah! So, that's Dorian and Mixolydian. See? We can put fancy names to them. But that's what they sound like. And that's what I do when I play, is just kind of think about different patterns. So I start on D, maybe. Just put the tonicize. Right? Staccato. You can slide into them. That's what's cool about playing this instrument. See? To groove, man, you don't have to make it difficult. You just gotta find that little spot and love it up. And dance. Because music is life, and life is moving. Make stuff up, just... And if you feel different rhythms, experiment and trust this. Trust this. Trust this. Because that's where it's at. The rest of it is all wherever you want. So your notes. If you feel so inclined and you make it, do it. Don't worry about what it looks like on paper. We're learning just how to play music. It's free. My parents were immigrants from Italy. And it's funny, I don't know how many of you had or have immigrant parents, or you're immigrants and your children, they try to outsmart you with the language, right? My father used to tell me all the time, and he was, teacher. He was a teacher too. He said, if all the birds knew what wheat was, we wouldn't have any bread, right? The best things in life are free. You can change the long. How about double? Ball skags. If you feel a different rhythm while you're working on your rhythmic stuff, tap and play around. The key is you just want to get that 5 in there. Just say, I'm going to 1. That's all it says. And don't read any more into that. You don't have to play it if you don't want. Okay? All right. Happy Mr. Magic. The key notes. So if you start that C major scale at B or G, B going up to G going down to B. The rhythm is, you hold this note. It's called pedal toning. So when you hit the second note, third note, that's Mr. Magic. 2, 3. The top rhythm would be. That restrikes each time. First, da-da, da-da, da-da. And the minor pentatonic, that would be Lars. D minor, in this case. D, minor third jump. Here's where your pentatonic, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. We're superimposing the F major pentatonic and assuming it for the D minor. So let's take a look at the circle. If you go to my website, b3monaco.com, and go to the Shop Talk page. How are you, Lars? Happy holiday, sir. Take a look at this little circle right here. So even though we're playing a 2-5-1 in the key of C, okay, we've looked at that as a 2-5. When you're improvising, you can use tools, like I said, as long as you're not touching any notes that don't interfere. You can act like this D minor is the relative minor of F, only to get this F major pentatonic to superimpose even though we're in the key of C. It's not as complicated as you think. I'm just using this formula. So what is the formula? That's what the key here is. The formula is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. That's the numbers of the notes in a scale that we're looking for. So in F major, okay, we see that on the circle it has 1 flat, but if you notice, if we play F, that's 1, G, A, that's 2, that's 3. We skip 4. That's the mother lode, right? That's got the flat. That's your flat. That's your B flat. We don't play it. That's why I said we don't have to worry about it. Then we play C and D. But we use D now, and we stick it over here too. It's called an inversion. We invert it a little bit, right? So we start on D. That's why we got to do this little jump and go 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. But when you go there, that's this. So you could use, and it has a bluesy sound by using those. So using them, like we spoke before about putting those pentatonic in blues, putting a minor pentatonic here would add some really cool bluesy sounding stuff. And let me just say, if you slide a little bit, so look at these notes, D, F, A, oh jeez, D, F, G, A, C, D, sounds like a blues scale, right? If you added a little bit of this color, use this one sparingly. Try to make it sound good, and then just use that note like you would use salt and pepper on your food. Not all the time. Okay? Cool. All right. Well, I really love you guys for sticking with me on this. This is really starting to take off. You know, weekly I also supplement our lesson with some play-along hints and a summary, like a real lesson. And I give you a video that's special to watch. I noticed that not a lot of you are knowing that you can go here. So I'm going to start sending the link of the sequel so you could get here. It's important, if you want to follow up, I give you a little deeper explanations of our lessons today so that I can go further for you. All right? Sound good? All right. Man, this is a lot of fun. Show all. So I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you the diagram. I don't know. The picture's a little hard to see. But as we look at the mix here, I'm going to switch you over to the right screen. Bear with me, folks. Right there. Okay. There's the Music Talk Shop website page. Okay, let's get that down here. You're looking at Cakewalk software. I personally endorse PreSonus and Studio Live. You have to use software that you're comfortable using. Just for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm using a DAW that stands for Digital Audio Workstation. So today, for very little, you can have a recording studio. And if you know what you're doing, you can get results like this. So on the mix down that I'm going to do on the 27th at 9, it's already been mixed, of course. You can get tickets if you just go to my website calendar page for $4.99. You can learn a lot of stuff, because I learned a lot of stuff. And I do all these things because I want to learn, all right? So if you go to my calendar page, you can get a ticket for $4.99. And it's worth it, because I'm going to share with you the secrets that I found. And listen, I don't know everything. I don't know much at all. I guess I consult with the best. So learn to keep people around you that you respect, and they will help you. They'll mentor you because of their journeys. And so I call on some people that I really respect to help me, and they do. It's wonderful. So I take credit in doing the hard work of continually doing what is suggested, but I thank them. Vinny Valentino, Linda Dactyl, you worked really hard in helping me get the ensemble mixes perfect, and your meticulousness has really helped me a lot. Vinny and I talked about the mastering stuff and using the right plugins. I do endorse Ozone, and they make some great stuff. I use Ozone 8 still. I got to call the gentleman to get Ozone 9. But that stuff is really good mastering stuff. So I'll take you back to the screen. I just want to let you hear the big parts that I think were what makes this really a modern day unique record with the old twist. I think we did a very interesting job on Lush Life. So my idea was to capture a new kind of sound of the organ, but yet a very old sound. So in order to get the deep bass that I wanted to get down in the low pedal range, see, when you're listening to this, you're hearing somewhere around 33 hertz, 32, 33. This D flat resonates real nice. That's the low bass on Lush Life. So if the kick drum is beaten over this, you got a lot of interruptions of this tone going boom, 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 while you're holding it. So I was able to get the kick drum completely out of the way, so that on Jan Jan, where I step on low C, and Lush Life, where I step on low D flat, you'll hear that pop out all by itself. Eddie, the saxophone player, what can I say? He covered 3 EQs. He goes down from mid bass all the way up into the high treble, especially with soprano. His solo is incredible. I mean, there's no solo. This is a played through tune with a wonderful arrangement and an ending. So the goal here was to capture the old sound, but deep bass, deep modern bass. I use a plug-in called R-Bass, and I just accentuate a little bit on the kick and the bass at 60 hertz so that I don't get distortion. Listen to this. If you got the right speakers, that should scare you. Scared me. I was worried that I was going to like not follow some kind of rule, because when you look at the engineering books, they all tell you that 40 hertz is where you start rolling it off. So what I did was a couple things, and you notice that low D flat was probably rattling your windows. Well, man, that's what I wanted to get. I play bass, okay? I'm a bass player. That's the first job I have. When I start the song with the drummer, the only I guess my hand would be the guy. So the only people that can't stop normally is the drummer and the bass player. So that's the most important in my rank as playing. If my bass is, what do you call it? Happening, then tune's grooving. So what I did was below 83 hertz, that's a very low range. That's what you would consider to be the sub-range. I went mono, and I actually took the Leslie bottom effect out, so that the 83 hertz on down, you'll only feel the kick drum and mono bass. So they're both mono. And lastly, when you get below 40 hertz, these last 2-3 notes, the kick isn't there. So let's listen to Jan Jan, because this is a totally opposite kind of music, where 32 hertz is the first note that I play on the track. I should rattle your cage. This is as low as I can go. Now, and that's why they call it the 16-foot, because that low C twice 16 is 32. So when you hear those pipe organ with the 16-foot pipes, you can't hear them. You just feel them. They just rattle the floor. So I got there is no roll-off on this, on the bottom end. This bottom's going all the way down, just like it is here. And the secret was to get the level to the point where, it doesn't distort. So here you go. Are you ready? If you got your subs, crank them up. This is as low as I can go. Holy smokes. That's cooking, right? Well, I think, now I know you guys are going to laugh at me. What I'm going to tell you is no lie. I probably have at least 200 hours on this. I know that's neurotic. I probably done and undone and done and undone and done and undone everything. I've listened to every note. I've listened to every phrase. I've checked the whole thing out because my feeling is this. This represents who I am at this point in time, and this represents all those fine young men that are on the project with me. So if I'm going to assume the title of engineer and mastering, well, it better be good. And until I know that I feel good about it, I feel good about it now because I've got all that busy bass stuff going on and no distortion. That's hard to do. That's really, really, really hard to do, to get mastered levels and not distort. I don't have any distortion, and I got the full range. And I think it has a lot to do with finding the right spot so that every frequency range, like for example, on the organ, when I'm playing the non-Leslie sounds, the organ's pitched about 1030, but I have a Leslie placed in between the hi-hat and the ride and the guitar amp, just for the fast Leslie part. So if you had your headphones on, I'm going to take you to another solo real quick. I got to get out because we have a class. By the way, we got a really cool class coming on at 12:30. And if you want to buy tickets for this, go to my website. Go to b3monaco.com. Just simply go to the calendar page, and for $4.99, I'll share with you from the actual DAW all the stuff I did, how I did this. And this is a template for you when you come back to record here, that you can get this same sound instantaneously. Just visit me. I'll produce you. I love to do this, you can tell. I forget what I'm talking about. Oh, we got a group coming up at 1:30. Really good group. So there'll be friends from Europe and America. And America. Okay, just last but not least, just to show you. When I take this solo on Shining Hour, may I open that up? All right. When the organ's on dry, you're going to hear it 10 o'clock. When Leslie kicks on, you're going to feel it open up right over here and over here. It lights up. All right? And I got the bass rolling all the way down to 80. So when you listen to that rumble on Lush Life, when that Leslie's spinning, it's going to rattle your cage. All right, so this is just an example of what's going to happen with the organ. But, you know, man, Eddie Solo, dude, jeez. It's going to sound very Don Patterson-ish like in sound quality. Feel it? But he's right in the middle of the drums, so it doesn't interfere. Yeah, Gustavo, I did achieve a lot of these qualities in my previous mixes, but there was something happening where I was kind of hearing a little fogginess. And when you listen to some of these really good Rudy Van Gelder produced projects, and even some of the other ones that are being modernly recorded, you don't have that fogginess. And the fogginess is is when you're trying to get the big bass from the wrong frequency, mid-bass range, and it starts to fog it up. So I think this one, I finally hit the right mark in terms of big bottom, but yet no foggy, and real clear instrument separation kind of thing, I think. So, each step we try to go a little bit further, I think, get a little bit better. So I can't wait to send you the final product. I really miss you, Gustavo. It's good to see you here. Yeah, modern problems. Definitely. All right, guys, don't forget, listen, Christmas Eve, I need your help, and I'm still looking for talent. So every hour I will have a live guest, but in between I will feature students and friends who send me just something this simple. Okay? It's this simple. And if you send it to me, then I have it at my access to play during the day in between asking for donations, okay? So get your cell phone. Hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm friends with Tony. Merry Christmas. It's important to remember to be giving during the holidays. Please give to St. Jude. and send me a couple of links of your favorite playing. I'll play them. All right? Tell your friends. Tune in. Share the poster. Let me just give you guys before I go real quick. Let me give you the link. Oh my gosh. I lost Google. It's down here somewhere. Come on, there it is. Okay, I got it. I'm going to give you the link to my website. Because you can go there and donate, and you can go there and tune in for the show. Remember, the show is this coming Christmas Eve day from noon till midnight Eastern up into Christmas. We're going to open with my cousin, Father Bill. He's going to give us a benediction. And maybe my friend Monty will play us some beautiful secular music on his Hammond. Wouldn't that be a cool way to open this show? Be entertainment all day. Stop by, say hi. Santa Claus will be here for the kids. It's just going to be great. And while you're at the website, don't forget, just go ahead and click on the donate button and get it started for me. I need to see the numbers rise. Clicking doesn't help cancer. Donations does. Okay? God bless you all. I hope to see you on Friday. We'll see you, okay? Thank you.